Okay, so hello guys. For this discussion video, we are going to learn about higher order derivatives. So in the previous discussions, we were able to discuss or we were able to learn about different techniques in order to find the derivatives of certain functions. So at the end of this discussion video, you probably would be able to use other forms of notations for derivatives and also would compute higher order derivatives of certain functions. So let us proceed to the discussion of the higher order derivatives. Okay, so aside from f prime x, the derivative of a function y is equal to fx with respect to x may also be written as any of the following notations. So it could either be this one. We could use the notation wherein we will have y prime as our indicator of the derivative. We also have y prime x. We could also have dy over dx or d over dxy and d subscript x y. So any of this form could mean the derivative of a function. So if the function f is differentiable, then its derivative f prime x is called the first derivative of that certain function. So probably you were already aware on how to solve the derivative of a function because we were able to discuss that thoroughly last semester or last term. So if the concept of the higher order derivatives is to derive the derivative, so on and so on. So if the function, ang aton, for example, nga derivative f prime is differentiable pa siya sapon, pwede pa siya natin ma-differentiate. Then the derivative of that f prime x is called the second derivative. So that means that if we are going to derive again sa aton answer sa aton first derivative, then it could be the second derivative of the function. So, and ang ina nga derivative would be read or it would be denoted as f double prime of a certain function. So the second derivative may also be written as follows. So based sa aton nga diri nga mga notation sa baba, we could have the second derivative be written in the form y double prime x. It could also be d squared y over dx squared, d squared over dx squared of y, and d squared subscript x y. So take note of the different types of notations for derivatives and for the higher order derivatives. Okay, so we will have to apply this concept in solving four different types of derivatives. So first, determine the second derivative for each of the following functions. So first function is function of x is equals to negative 2x squared plus 3x minus 8. And then we have the second function, which is 2 all over x. Third function, y is equal to 2x multiplied by the function of e raised to the power of 2x. Y is equal to second x plus pi plus tangent x plus pi. And the fifth function is y is equal to ln of 2x squared. So take note that for the fourth function, the x plus pi is one function nga ara siya sa aton nga second of x. Okay, so we are going to solve this one. So let us determine the second derivative of the function. So we have, okay, let's start with number 1. Okay, for number 1, determine the second derivative for each of the function for number 1 given sa aton ang function of x is equals to negative 2x squared plus 3x minus 8. So probably medyo hapos-hapos sa inyo to determine the f prime x. So for the f prime x ang aton nga function, Dako aton nga ano. So let us change. Hinente lang. Okay, so to find the value of the f prime x, so this will be equal to automatic derivation. This will be equal to negative 4x plus 3. So this now will be aton nga first derivative. So in order to find the second derivative, that will be equal to f double prime of x. So derived na lang aton yung first derivative, that will be equal to derivative of negative 4x, it will be equals to negative 4. Derivative of 3, so this is constant, it will automatically be equal to 0. So aton final answer will be this one. F double prime x is equal to negative 4. Okay, for number 2, we will have, so given sa aton ang y is equal to 2x, 2 all over x I mean. So we could rewrite the function as y is equal to 2x raised to negative 1 para ma-apply natin ang chain rule or ang product rule sa aton nga problem. So in order to find the first derivative, so let us apply the power rule, that will be equal to negative 2x raised to negative 2. Or this will be equal to negative 2 all over x squared. So this is aton nga first derivative. So this is y prime. In order to find the second derivative of the function, we are going to derive again our first derivative. So in order to derive this one, we will have y double prime is equal to 4x raised to negative 3. So this is equal to 4 all over x cubed. So this now will be aton nga final answer. Okay, so we are going to solve the derivative of the third nga function. So the derivative of the third function will be y is equal to 2x multiplied by e raised to 2x. So we are given duha ka function 2x e raised to 2x. So we know that in order to find the first derivative of this function, we are going to apply the product rule. So let us apply the product rule. Let us let u is equal to u naton will be equal to 2x. V naton will be equal to e raised to 2x. Then aton du or derivatives ng aton nga u, derivatives ng 2x will be equal to 2. Derivatives ng v or the dv naton will be equal to, papanawag ang derivatives ng exponent will be 2, copy ang e, and then copy ang 2x. So that is aton nga derivative of v. So now apply nato ang aton nga formula, which is v du plus u dv. So pwede lang magbalis kadanay since addition lang man sila. So y prime will be equal to, okay, u dv na lang ta. So we will have 2x times 2, that will be automatic na lang, 40 na lang diretso, that will be equal to 4x e raised to 2x plus, so 2 e raised to 2x. Okay, so that is ang aton nga final answer. But we could regroup sa aton equation, common ang e raised to the 2x sa aton nga equation. So we'll have y prime is equal to 4x plus 2, then e raised to 2x. So medyo masapos ko na muna nga form nga aton nga final answer. So for the second derivative of the function, still may ara kita sang duwa ka function, so we are going to apply product rule man Japon para sa aton nga second derivative. For the second derivative, so let us let u naton will be equal to 4x plus 2. Aton nga v will be equal to e raised to 2x. Aton nga du will be equal to 4. Aton nga dv will be equal to 2 e raised to 2x. So aton nga second derivative will be equal to, so UDV plus VDU, so that will be equal to 8x plus 4 e raised to 2x plus 4 e raised to 2x. So, combine natin ang like terms, so that will be equal to y double prime natin will be equal to 8x plus 8 e raised to 2x. So, this now will be aton nga final answer. Okay, so let us derive sa aton nga fourth nga function. So, we'll have as much example kay para mas medyo ma-familiarize nyo ang aton nga discussion. So, we have determined the second derivative of your secant x plus pi plus tangent x plus pi. So, this is the applying the principles or the rule for derivation of your trigonometric functions. So, derivative of secant. So, derivative of secant is secant. So, y prime will be equal to, so, hindi ka na di tulok sa sulod because this will be your u. So, since x lang man siya, automatic, that will be 1 man lang, hindi na natin pagilabta ng ato nga sa sulod. So, that will be sec, copy lang natin, ang aton nga x plus pi, tangent, x plus pi, plus, okay, derivative of your tangent. So, derivative of the tangent, so we have this one, derivative sa tangent is equal to secant squared x plus pi. I'm sorry. Okay, so since may ara na kita sa aton nga first derivative, ang gina-require sa aton is the second derivative, so we will have y double prime. So y double prime will be, so derive natin ang second x plus pi, tangent x plus pi, then derive man natin ang second squared x plus pi. So for the first function, so that is the product rule of your secant and tangent. So let na lang na u natin will be secant x plus pi, v natin will be equal to tangent x plus pi. Okay, so du natin or derivatives ng ating u will be equal to, derivatives ng secant is secant x plus pi tangent x plus pi. Then, derivatives ng aton nga v or ang aton nga dv, derivatives ng v will be secant squared x plus pi. So, we are going to apply sang product rule. So, take note nga ang aton nga ikwaon pa lang is derivatives ang aton nga first term. So, derive naton. So, this will be equal to u dv plus v du. So, this is equal to, so u dv, secant times secant squared, so this will be equal to secant cube x plus pi. Then, secant tangent times tangent, so that will be equal to plus, so secant tangent squared, so secant x plus pi plus, hindi plus, but that will be multiply. So this is equal to, so tangent squared, so multiply natin, tangent squared x plus pi. So this is the derivatives ng aton nga first nga equation. So this is applying the product rule, but we are considering the trigonometric function. So this time, we are going to derive sa ating second term, which is secant squared x plus pi. So take note kung ano ang form sa ating equation. So mayroon siya exponent and trigonometric function siya. So we'll be applying the chain rule of differentiation. So applying the chain rule of differentiation, this will be equal to, okay, so secant squared, so papanawag tayong exponent, that will be 2. Copy natin ang bilog na term, which is secant x plus pi. Then, derive the derivatives ng imong secant x plus pi, that will be equal to secant x plus pi, then tangent x plus pi. So this is equal to 2 secant squared x plus pi tangent x plus pi. So this is the derivative sa aton nga second term. Okay, so i-add na lang diri sa aton nga. So I am going to delete sa aton nga ano danay kay para so idugang ko lang diri, so this will then be aton nga ang final answer na dayon. Okay, so plus 2 secant squared x plus pi tangent x plus pi. So this now will be aton nga final answer. Okay, for the number 5 nga problem, so dili na lang tag Japan mo answer kaya already ang given. So we'll have, okay, so for number 5, so we are given ln. So this is trigonometric and exponential form nga discussion sang last time. So ln, derivative of ln is equal to 1 all over u if we are given sang values ang u. So okay, derivative of your ln. Okay, so we are given ln 2x squared. So derivative of your ln u is equal to 1 all over u du. So that is the derivative of ln. So derivative of your ln, so it will be equal to 1 all over, this is for your y prime, 1 all over, let us copy 2x squared, and then the derivatives ng 2x squared is equal to 4x. So we could simplify this one as, so this will be equal to 2 all over x. So aton nga y prime will be equal to 2 all over. So we are going to derive this first derivative para mukha natin ng second derivative. So y double prime is equal to 2 all over x or 2x raised to negative 1. So applying the power rule, we will have negative 2x raised to negative 2, which is equal to negative 2 all over x squared. So this now will be aton nga final answer. Okay, so medyo we applied different type of process, different type of formulas. So combining sa tanan-tanan natin nga nabalaan in the previous semester in order to solve different type of functions. Okay, so we'll have more example kay para we will have sang damo pa nga example para may variation kita sa aton nga mga examples nga pwede ninyo mangin reference sa inyo nga learning module. So find the first, second, third derivative of the function. So this time, as kita sa third derivative. So i-derive nato ang function that will be our first derivative, derive natin ang first derivative that will be aton nga second derivative, and then ma-derive pa tell you what in order to find the third derivative of the function. So this would be easy if ang given sa aton is in polynomial form, just like sa aton nga number 1 nga example. So number 1. So derivative of negative 3x cubed plus 3x squared minus 8x. So this will be equal to f prime x is equal to derivative, so that will be equal to negative 9x squared. Then derivative, that will be plus 6x minus 8. That will be aton nga first derivative. For the second derivative, for f double prime x, it will be equal to negative 18x plus 6. For the third derivative, that will be equal to f triple prime x. So that will be equal to negative 18. So this now will be ato nga tatlo ka answer. First derivative, second derivative, and third derivative. So that is for number 1. So medyo hapos-hapos lang if the function is expressed in polynomial form. So this time, we will have the derivative sa ating function number 2, which is 2 all over x minus 1. So let us find the first derivative, second, and third derivative of that certain function. So for number 2, so we are given 2 all over x minus 1 squared. So rewrite ang function para masapos sa aton. So that will be equal to function of x is equal to 2x minus 1 raised to negative 1. So in order to find the derivative of this function, first derivative niya will be equal to, applying the power rule, so this will be equal to negative 2x minus 1 raised to negative 2. Then derived ta ni, so ang derivative ng x minus 1 will be 1 lang man. So automatic, this will be equal to negative 2x minus 1 squared, or this will be equal to negative 2 all over x minus 1 squared. Next, for the second derivative, this will be equal to, so power rule man ta Japon, so this will be equal to positive 4x minus 1 cube. Yes, so we are going to, negative 3 ang exponent. So we could express this in the form which is 4 all over x minus 1, so raised to the power of 3. So this is our second derivative. So for the third derivative, this will be equal to f triple prime x. So this will be equal to, applying the power rule, this will be equal to negative 12 x minus 1 raised to negative 4. So we could express this in the form negative 12 all over x minus 1 raised to positive 4. So this now our answer for the first derivative, second derivative, and third derivative of the function number 2. Okay, next we have for the first, second, and third derivative of the function number 3. So we are given function of x is equal to 1/2 multiplied by e raised to 2x. So we are going to find the derivative. So this will be equal to f. Okay, so f prime x will be equal to, so let us copy the 1/2 here. This is our constant. So let us copy this. Then let us derive e raised to 2x. The derivative of e raised to 2x is, let us copy e raised to 2x, and then derivative of 2x will be equal to 2. So our function, so this will be cancelled. f prime x will be equal to e raised to 2x. Then for our second derivative of the function, f double prime x will be equal to, so derivative of e raised to the 2x is equal to 2 e raised to 2x. And then for the third derivative of the function, this will be equal to, so 2 multiplied by 2, that will be equal to 4 e raised to 2x. So this is now our answer for the first derivative, second derivative, and third derivative of the function. Okay, for the number 4 function, we are given cosine squared x, and we are going to find the first, second, and third derivative. So function of x is equal to cosine squared x. So since we have trigonometric function which is expressed in which has an exponent, so that we are going to apply the chain rule of differentiation. So we will have, so function of x, or I mean f prime x is equal to, so papanaog na to ng exponent will be 2. So copy na to ng cosine x, it will be cosine x. Derivative of cosine x will be equal to negative sine x. So atong first derivative will be equal to negative 2 cosine x sine x. So this now will be atong first derivative. So for the second derivative, so f double prime x is equal to, so this time we are going to apply the product rule of differentiation. So we have cosine and we will have sine. So aton nga u will be equal to cosine x. Aton nga v will be equal to sine x. Then aton nga du naton will be negative sine x. dv will be equal to cosine x. Okay, so aton nga f double prime, so pagwa ko lang negative 2 diri, so this will be negative 2. Then aton nga function will be cosine times cosine, so that will be cosine squared x plus negative sine times sine x, that will be, so this is plus, so negative sine squared x. So this is ang aton nga second derivative of the function. So negative 2 times cosine squared x minus sine. So simplify ito na lang. This will be negative 2 multiplied by cosine squared x minus sine squared x. This time, we are going to have the third derivative of our function. So third derivative will be, so this time, derive naton ang aton nga function. So we know na kung ano ang derivative ng cosine squared, kaya himo na din naton. Cosine squared x. So this will be equal to, ari na. So ang problema na lang natin, so copy, ito na lang siya dugay-dugay. So ang problema na lang natin is derivative of your sine squared x. So for the derivative of, so let us copy negative 2. Then derivatives ng cosine squared x, so copy, ito na lang, this is negative 2. Then we have cosine x sine x. This time, derivatives ng sine squared x will be equal to, copy ang, so this is copy, dani ang minus, papanaog natin ang 2, that will be equal to 2, copy ang sine x, then derivatives ng sine x is equal to cosine x. So take note, pareho sila sin x, cosine x. So this will be, makombine lang sila, it will be equal to negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 plus negative 2, that will be equal to negative 4 cosine x sine x. So pwede natin multiply, so it will be equal to 8 sine x cosine x. Okay? So, this is aton nga final answer. This is para sa aton nga first derivative, for the second derivative, and for the third derivative of the function. Okay, so medyo we extend sang damo nga type of uh, differentiation rules in solving sang sari-sari nga functions. So, we'll have one last example kay para medyo ma-plus star sa inyo ang pag-solve sang sari-sari nga mga functions. Okay, so what if we are given an equation function of x is equal to 10 x raised to the fifth minus 4x to the fourth plus 20 x squared minus 30. So what if amuni nga aton nga equation? And then ang pamangkot sa aton, determine all the derivatives. So determine all the derivatives. So determine all the derivatives. So pangitaon mo ang tanan nga derivatives. So what does this imply? Anong gusto naton pangitaon? Anong gusto naton i-solve sa sini nga type of function? So i-solve naton ang tanan-tanan nga function hasta makalambot kita sa zero nga answer. So usually ginahimo na siya if ang aton nga function is in polynomial form. So we will have, so let's start. Start naton sa aton first derivative ng aton of x. So derive natin, this will be equal to 50 x to the fourth minus 16 x cubed plus 40 x. Next, we will have f double prime x. Second derivative natin, this will be equal to 20 or 50 times 4, that will be 200 x cubed minus 16 times 3 is equal to 48 x squared plus 40. Then we have f, or the third derivative natin, f triple prime x is equal to 600 x squared minus 96 x. Then for the fourth derivative, so hindi na ito pwede kakurit apat pa sa babaw, so indicate natin siya as 4 nga naka-parenthesis. So this will be equal to, this is equal to 1,200 x minus 96. Then for the fifth derivative, f5x is equal to 1,200. So, hasta lang kita gali sa sixth derivative. So, f to the sixth x is equal to, derivative of 1,200 will be equal to 0. So, hasta sa f to the 7, 0, man na Japon ka derivatives ng 0, and so on. So, dali lang kita ma-end sa f raised to 6. So, medyo amo lang muna siya mag-plus star or mag-solve sang kung ginapapangita ang tahan-tahan ng derivatives of a function. So, probably this is already enough para ma-solve ninyo ang inyo nga alansiran dra sa inyo nga learning module. So, I will be sending another video for the next discussion. So, this is it for now. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless.